Howdy, TB4 here, and welcome. You guys got to let me know if the stream is working correctly because I'm using Streamlabs OBS, and for some reason, I don't know if you can tell, it's not working correctly on my end. It keeps telling me that I need to have, because I have Windows 7, keeps telling me that I need Windows Arrow enabled, and it is because I can tell because I have, I don't know, a little widget running in the upper right hand corner of my left monitor. But if I put Streamlabs OBS in my left monitor, I have no view of the preview. Nothing seems to be working. I don't even know if chat works, so if you guys can see anything in chat, please let me know. Please type something in chat so I can see it. And it's telling me I need to sign in to chat, so it's not letting me type into chat. It's not letting me log into it. So it appears to be streaming okay, because if I actually go to YouTube and go to my channel, why is there so much garbage that keeps getting thrown in my suggestions? So I'll hit mute here so I don't bleed over. So it actually is working-ish. The camera is not even close to being centered anymore. So I think I'm gonna... Okay, well hopefully that'll work. But as you can see, I can't see it working on the left-hand side. So if you guys see anything or have any problems, let me know. Okay, anyway, about what this is about. It's 2 minutes in, and there we go. Guess I could have posted a link in Discord. So some people, forget to subscribe. So, subscribing does actually come in handy. Until I have 706 subscribers. I don't have a huge subscriber base. But, even though technically speaking, let's see here. I could enable, like, I don't know, ads in my videos, which I'm not going to do. Because, really and truly, why? Anyway, let's get into it here. Polygon Explorers from Synty Studios came out just recently, and I'm about to kick those guys at Synty because they didn't let me know ahead of time. Not that they have to. It's a nice courtesy that they do, but and I didn't get an advanced copy of it. I feel so sad and lonely. So let's actually check it out here. What I'm starting with is my simple multiplier Steam template, which you guys have seen 100 million times. And I've added the Polygon Explorer pack to this, and I haven't done anything with it yet. I haven't looked at it yet. I'm being a good boy. I want it to be a first look, and see, I haven't done anything yet. This is still the normal. So let's take a peek. What does we have? Howdy, Jesper. So the stream look okay? Because Streamlabs is screwed. The last update killed it for Windows 7, and even their devs don't know how to fix it. Like, why the hell does your thing only work in your main monitor, but not on your other monitors? And if I put it on the left monitor where it is now, I can't see anything. If I put it on the right monitor, I can't see anything. But if I put it in the middle, it kind of slides scale-wise. Hey, bud, how are you? So if I bring it in here, you can see it's starting to ease in on the preview window. So it is all kind of screwed up for Windows 7. So there's just an overview map. There's no demonstration map. So that's interesting. Almost all of their stuff comes with a demonstration map, but this one does not have a demonstration map. It just has an overview. And let it compile its shaders. Of course, I had to get it because there's a Jeep in it. That alone was the only reason. But I think this would be really, really cool for doing the Pitfall Challenge. So, Yeah, I think that would be pretty cool. And since I'm using my simple Steam multiplayer template, um, what would you guys think about doing a side-scroller multiplayer? Where you could have, 2, 3, 4 people playing on the same map at the same time. Maybe throw in some elements that might make it to where you need to cooperate with each other to get through. Like one person stands on a platform to activate an elevator, and then once the other person's on the other side, they can activate the elevator. Make it to where if it's a 2-player map, then if you're doing multiplayer, then you need a second player at least to be able to complete the map. But if you do single player, then all you need is just one. I think that would actually be pretty cool. It'd be cool if you could make the winch work. Let's see, you got a backpack, you got a knife and a sheath. It's like a rope to carry on your side. Angled flashlight, that's cool. A little pouch, a compass. I guess it'd be the pouch for the compass. 3 hats, gold idol, rolled up map, regular map, loot bag, backpack, sleep roll, 2 characters, a pedestal, and a jeep. Okay, the asset pack was $7 US, so there's not much. But I think you combine this with some like the nature pack, and I think that would be pretty freaking cool for doing a nice little asset or a nice little game for doing like the Pitfall challenge. If you guys aren't familiar with the game Pitfall, then you should really check it out. Alright, so there's your props. Same thing we see on the ground there. Character attachments. Alright, so you have 2 different types of hair for the female. 1 hair, some sideburns, a beard for the male, unless you want the beard on the female, but I'm pretty sure it's set up for the male head. 3 hats, the pouch, the rope, the whip, because you got to have an Indiana Jones thing going on there, and got to have a whip, and a backpack, so that's cool. Vehicle, well, it's just a Jeep. So if do a side scroller with this, then what's a happening, bud? I would like to activate this Jeep and do a full animation blueprint and everything for it, but I think let's actually take a look at the idea of doing the side scroller, doing like the Pitfall challenge. And there's her revolver. So let's go ahead and just for giggles, let's go ahead and add new content and add features, and let's do side scroller, and done. Okay, easy enough. And I'm going to go ahead and add the nature pack in as well, but let's go ahead and go to the side scroller map. We'll wait on doing the nature pack for right now, and can actually start designing a map for a side scroller. If you guys haven't played played around with side scrollers yet, let's do side scroller game mode, and there we go. So now if we hit play and select a viewport, with that, all you can do is go left and right. You can't go forward and backwards, and you can use spacebar to jump. For keyboard at least. So the whole idea of a side scroller is just that you go to the side. Now one thing you could do, I guess, is make a map that's actually does procedurally generated tiles, but I think I want to do a manual setup. So let's go ahead and retarget for the side scroller mannequin. And here's the thing, is it uses the regular mannequin skeleton instead of anything fancy. So that's a cool thing. The first thing I want to do is look at my characters folder, and let's double check, because the last pack that came out, they forgot to do that. It wasn't, when you select rig, humanoid wasn't pre-selected. So I want to make sure that's there. Then I'm going to go ahead and go to my character folder and make a... What's all that? Okay, never mind. I'm just seeing things because I'm old and fragile and stuff. Okay, with all the stuff on my Discord channel about knife making and everything else, hope you guys didn't get scared that I wasn't going to do any more Unreal Engine 4 stuff anymore. I am, as you can see. It's just that, you know, also I'm waiting on my tools and materials and stuff like that I've ordered to come in. But that's beside the point. So character, I'm going to grab the skeleton here, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it over here to the mesh folder. I am going to F2 to rename, call this SK Polygon. And then I'm going to go into it. As you can see, there's no preview mesh. So we need to go ahead and go to here, grab our two characters. I'm going to right click, go to skeleton, assign skeleton, and pick my SK Polygon. And there we go. Let's do a save all. Now, if we go into our mesh, go back into here, now we have stuff to apply to it. So I'm going to do the male character, apply to asset, and save. We're good to go on this. We'll go back to our characters, new folder, animations, and let's do another one called unarmed. And now we can go to our mannequin folder, animations, and yes, it's the same animation blueprint, third person animation blueprint. Because if you look at the side scroller BP, you just got a blueprint there, map, mesh, and that's just the ramp mesh. So there is no separate animation blueprint. So you can use that same third person animation blueprint and it'll work for the side scroller. So let's go ahead and retarget, and oh no, there's nothing there because we need to go back into our character for our mannequin mesh, go in here, and we need to retarget it to select humanoid rig and do our usual for setting up Synty Studio assets. Bring the arms up by 50, the lower arm down by 10 and back by 20, and up by 10 on the hand. So again, upper arm up 50, lower arm down 10, back 20, and hand up 10. And then we want to modify pose and use current pose and save. And now we're all set for retargeting. I can hit save all if I want to, it doesn't really matter. And now we can retarget our third person animation blueprint to our polygon. I'm going to replace the third person, not persons, but third person underscore with unarmed underscore. Then I'm going to select change. I'm going to go to the folder that I created, select OK, and retarget, and it are done. Save all. Now, first thing I'm going to do is, since I'm using my player underscore base, I'm going to go into this character and I'm going to grab something really quickly here, and that's this, the escape menu. I'm going to grab this and select the whole kit and caboodle, Control C, and now I can close that, go into the blueprints folder for the side scroller character. That's it. This is everything in your blueprint. So I'm just going to bring this over to here. Yes, I have to have everything just right. And then we're just going to Control V, and we can bring that in here. So now we have our escape menu functionality inside the side scroller. So now, actually I didn't mean to close it. While we're in here, let's go to our viewport, select our mesh, select our mannequin, and we want the Explorer male and our unarmed animation blueprint. And I'm going to go ahead and compile and save. It shouldn't be a problem right now, but we're going to have to rescale that. But it should be good for now. So now if we hit play, as you can see, I have a mouse cursor, which I hate. So now we're on our Synty Studios character. Yay. So let me go ahead and do that quick fix. Event begin play. Scroll in so we can see what we're doing here. We want to set input to game only. We want to get player controller and set show mouse cursor. Yeah, he needs a hat, and we'll do that right now too. So do that, and let's compile and save. But then I also want to go in here and I want to promote this to a, or collapse to a function, and remove cursor. So now I've got it as a function. I can keep working off of this. So he does need a hat. He's got to have at least one type of hat. So let's bring this up here and let's look at our meshes and attachments. We got 2 cowboy hats and we got the old pith hat. I didn't say piss, I said pith. P-A-T-H, pith. I don't have a speech impediment. It's a pith hat. So let's go with no hat. Let's do a different way here. Let's go ahead and, well, we need to select and have one of them in here. So I'm going to start with this guy. Go back to our character, select my mesh, attach component, static mesh, and there we go. But I need to attach that to his head. That looks good, I think. That'd be good. Alright, so we just rotate it 90 degrees. He got a hat. So compile and save. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to rename that from the name of the static mesh to hat. So later on, what we can do is maybe if we find a different kind of hat, or if you get a reward for a different hat, you can change your hat. So you have 3 different hats to choose from, and if you choose to have no hat, then you can have hair, and then we can maybe change the color of the hair, that kind of stuff. But for now, this will be good enough. So now we have our side scroller Synty Studio male hero. I mean, later on we could also set up in the main menu save game system, which I will do. And for now, though, I want this to be the TB4 version, the try before you buy version. So I'll make this available to download. This stupid little asset pack, oh my god. The Polygon Explorers, it's huge download. I mean, it's like almost a whole 8 megabytes. Unfortunately, the plugins that I have to include with this are going to take up more space than the actual asset pack. But that's awesome. We have full control of our character. Everything is good to go. Now, I could actually, let's actually take a look at the map. Yeah, that's a huge download. Like, it was 7.85 megabytes. That's an incredibly large download speed or time. So let's save all. Save selected. Let's make a new map. File, new level, defaulted. I don't like that spherical reflection capture. It may work great whenever you build your game and everything else, but bleh, looks terrible whenever you're just in editor mode and that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get rid of that. So we're left with just this, and I'm going to get rid of player start for right now as well. I'm going to grab these 3 guys, and I'm going to lower them down. I'm going to set my game mode to side scroller game mode, and I'm going to go ahead and create a new folder called map shit, and I'll put all this stuff in the map shit folder. That's a technical file name, by the way. Map shit. So we're going to save all, and we're going to go ahead and save the map in our maps folder. Level underscore 01 and save. So if we finish level 1, actually let's change that map name. I'm gonna no. Actually, let's do it a different way. Let's do file save current as. We're gonna call this single or sp underscore level underscore 01. So this will be a single player map. So I'm gonna actually get rid of that map. And we are on single player level 1. So what I'll do is I'll grab a BSP geometry for now and do a box. Go to details. We'll do this 0, 0, and 0. And if you're going to make this side scroller map, what I would say, just as an example map, doesn't have to be a finished, polished map at this point. But what I want to do is I want to go ahead and set my dimensions for this. My Z height, I only want about 20. You could make it bigger if you want to. So let's actually take a look at it at 50. So remember, half of our C for this would be -25. That should put this at 0 height. But now we want to make it about 1,000 wide, for our depth. So we'll set our X to 1,000. Now you're not going to be using very much of that, so let's actually lower that down some, 800, because your character's only going to be running along the 0 axis. So you want something a little bit in front and a little bit behind, so you can put some dimension to your map. And then our width, our Y axis. Let's make that 20,000. Whoa. Lovely. Now we can come over here, and before I do that, I'm actually going to go ahead and Control C and Control V. I'm going to make a copy of it, and I'm going to lower it down so that, and I don't know what my height is here. I could do math, but you guys know how much I love math. So we know that that's going to be 200. Let's actually make this our ruler. I'm going to make this, oh, what the hell, 600? Let's start it at 500. So I want to line up this with there, and then I want to go ahead and lower this down. You'll see what I'm doing here in just a minute. Well, come on, let's go. I guess I could change my view so you can see what I'm doing here. I'm making a lower level. So that's actually good enough. And my ruler, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it off to the side where I can't see it. It's not in the way. So you could do that, and then you could actually come in here and actually Control V, grab another one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this my backdrop. So instead of it being 800 there, I'm going to make it 1200 high, but only 100 deep. And I'll just bring this over here. So this is my backdrop. It doesn't have to be perfectly onto it. Just want to have it to where it covers up the backside. Now, this could be an underground cave section. If any of you guys have ever played the original game called Pitfall, you'd know what I was talking about here. So let's go to basic Let's add a player start in, and we want to go ahead and zero them out this way. We'd also want to put something here, so let's actually go ahead and grab a geometry, and we're going to make this Z height of 1200, same as the other one, and we need to make it 800 on the X and 100 there, and we're just closing off the end of it. So now if we hit play, we need to lower you down a little bit. He's facing the wrong damn direction. So let's place him where he's facing the right direction. And let's make sure he's up a little bit. And make sure we go to our world settings. Why is it not working correctly? What did I do wrong this time? Alrighty then. Let's save all. Let's go back to... I'm not sure what I'm missing here. Didn't have this problem before we're doing side-scroller maps. Do I actually need to put the player in? Shouldn't have to. Well, I guess I do. So let's put the character in there. Go back to our maps and our SP level 1, and instead of a player start, let's actually put our character in. Let's make sure we're facing the correct direction. And he is standing on the ground correctly, but you notice the camera is facing in the wrong direction here. That's interesting. I rotated him, so I hit play. He falls directly through the ground. The camera is right here, facing the wrong direction. Why must you be a pain in my buttocks? Alright, just for the grins of it, let's move this over here. Still falling into the world. Shouldn't be anything to do with that, because that should have collision automatically. We don't need to worry about a material. But it's interesting that the camera is on the wrong side. So let's take a look at it. Let's go to our viewport. There's our camera. So let's actually... you dumbass. Click on the character, delete him. Let's go ahead and drag him back in here. And make sure again he's on the 0 axis. Well, we can turn him. Oh, Unreal Engine 4, why must you taunt my ass? It's another reason, because little dumb things like this start to get frustrating. Geometry, everything should be good. Excuse me. So why is it that our character decides he's going to fall to the ground? Okay, it worked, and then it quit working. Let's actually take a look at our side-scroller game mode. HUD, player controller, side-scroller character. Huh. I totally don't get it. It's like, if I do this right here and I hit play, what it's doing is it's not accepting my player start. So let's actually put player start back in and see what happens. Alright, so I guess it's just because the camera decided it wanted to change completely from any other time that I've put together these, and it's now on the wrong side. But if I take the character and I actually rotate it, you look, it's not actually rotating the camera, which doesn't make any sense. So let's actually, before I start hacking up this character, let's create a duplicate, and we're going to call this our BP underscore SS character. And we got everything the same. And then we'll actually change it over here in our world settings to our new character. Save all. Delete that and hit play. So it's there. We just need to flip the camera around. So if we select the side view camera, rotate it 180 degrees and move it what was its current location? 500. So let's move it at negative 500. Compile and save. And I'm going to go ahead and, just because I want them to face that way when we start, hit play, and now the controls are backwards. What the hell, Unreal Engine 4? It's working, but the controls are bass backwards. So, you know what? Let's put it back on our regular character. And save all. Delete that. Why, I mean, just why do you actually have to be such a pain in the ass on Unreal Engine 4? So let's remove the negative from there and go to that. So now we just pushed them all the way to the other freaking side because UE4, you know. And we need to take one of these and Control C, Control V, do the same thing. Get rid of the negative, and that way we have a stopping point on either side. So now, with everything absolutely wrong, we now have to actually move this wall to the other side Now if we hit play, everything is right on the map. So even though it's wrong, it's right. Does that make sense? I totally don't get it. We had to invert everything. I don't think I went out, but so there. Okay. Well, we're good. So now when we hit play, we can actually do this. So what I was trying to say about having the floor above like that, you could actually come in here and grab another BSP geometry and make sure you line that up on your 0 and turn that into subtractive, drag it down, and you've created a hole in the floor which your player can fall through. So you actually have to, oh no, I fell through the hole, now I can't get back up. So you prevent your character from being able to get back up. So now if we hit play again, oh, I can jump over the hole. But you see the amount of space that we can jump. If I jump from this square here, from a normal run, look how far I can jump. It's 2, 3, 4, 5, 600 that I can actually jump. So let's actually make our, let's give it a name, hole. Let's actually make that 800 in the y-axis. Now our player should not be able to jump across it, and we're going to fall in. So that's good. That's one way we can do it. And I'm actually going to take this floor and make it, both of them, I'm going to make them 100. Just because I want, and let's do -50, and I want to do the same thing for this one. I don't need that to be 100 on here, but I'm going to do it anyway. So let's actually lower this down a little bit more. -510, let's do -560. So now what we have is our first, oops, we fell through. Now, how do we get back up? Well, you could put a block in here, force a player to go through here. You can make an elevator platform, which is doable. Or my favorite thing to do is to actually create a, let's go in here, content, assets, new folder, gadgets, and blueprint, actor, springboard. Go into that, and what's our player character? I want to give our player character a better name. Side scroller character, yeah, it's good enough, I guess, but let's add a scene component of a cube. Let's change it to 2 by 2 by 0.1. Compile and save. Add a component of a box collision. And we want to resize that to 3 by 3. And height's good. Good enough. Compile, save, delete all this stuff. Get a right click on here, add event on component, begin overlap. And we want to go from other actor cast to side scroller character. And this is complicated, so kind of follow along here. We want to make this where it throws our character up in the air. Launch character. So it's complicated, so follow with me, Z height of 1000. I know it's complicated, but, you know, bear with me. So we could actually create that, and we know we got our hole here, so we want to put a spring pad in here. Let's zero it out. Now, oh crap, I fell in a hole. Oh. Thousand's not high enough. Let's go even more. Let's go with 1500. We want just enough to get our character out of the hole, but not enough to launch him into orbit. So 1000's good. So that's cool. We have that. We have the ability to put a hole in the ground. We have an ability to springboard our way out. We could make stairs to get back out. We could create a ladder. We could find my mouse cursor. Have no idea where my mouse cursor. Oh, never mind, because I'm still in play mode. I'm old. Damn it. I need to eat something soon. So I'm going to show another little trick here. We can do, let's create another, actually, no. Let's actually grab our hole and Control C, Control V, and let's go ahead and move it over to here. But let's change our height to RZ to 70. So we don't want it to go all the way down. We want to just make a little hole here. So what we have is, oh crap, can't make it out. Oh, nope, I gotta do it this way, and there we go. So now we have a hole that we can go into. But it's not perfect. We have to jump to get out of it. So let's select our hole to, and I'm actually going to change the length to 600. And I'm going to go to this guy, geometry editing. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab this face. No, ass clown. Let's actually go back to this. Let's pick it up in the air a little bit, because it's going to be problematic. So we just want to get it up in the air just a little bit. And I'm going to change it back to additive. Then we can go into this, and I'm going to select this face, and I'm going to select extrude. Don't show this message again because you're stupid. I know this is going to work. So I'm going to extrude it out, and then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And now I'm just going to go back to edit. Let's see here. Now I want to grab, actually let's grab this guy, and I'm holding down the control key to select it. I want to make it to where it's 100, you know, just because I'm OCD. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, and 100. I'll do the same thing on this side. I'll grab this guy. Actually, start here so you can see what you're doing. Make sure you're clicking in the right spot. And see, if you go too far, you can always just, no, asshole, do that and see what you're doing. So now, what I want to do, so that I'm actually, and I could have done this without extruding it, but I just want to make it more complicated. Grab the bottom two, and I'm going to do that. So we can give a little bit of a angle to it. So now we can get out of this mode, go back to this, let's drag it down, and let's turn it back into a subtractive. You see what we have now is, oh, we fell in the hole, bink, jump back in here, we go down, and we come back up. Okay? That's cool, right? So we have a little hole we can go into. And to make it even more fun, we're assuming you have materials to go in here. So let's do that. Let's go ahead and learn how to spell. Materials. I'm going to go into here. I'm going to go ahead and grab my usual pre-made Synty Studios ish style materials, or textures at least. And I'm going to grab all of these, even though I'm probably not going to use them. But I'm going to grab all these textures, throw them in here. And I've made this available to download. I don't know if it's still available showing wise. Save all. And all you got to do is right click on it and create material. And I'm going to use this one. Create material. So now we click on this face. Click on this face. Select all adjacent surfaces. I'm going to grab my polygon graphs, do that, and do the same thing here. And we need to do the same thing with the regular hole, but instead of it being grass, I'm going to go ahead and make it look like dirt. Actually, let's do this one as well. So we've got some materials here. Yeah, I'm actually just going to use that one. It looks more like dirt or mud. So what I can do is actually I'm going to do that. Select this. I'm going to go ahead and look for my material. And you see, nothing shows up. So worst case scenario, we can turn it back into additive. Click off, click back on again. Still not showing the material, so I want to leave it subtractive. I want the material. Where's my material? If it is not showing, then you know what? Click that. Where is my material? Brush setting. Okay, well, you know what? You don't want to cooperate. No. Let's actually go back to that and let's select the hole, make it additive, click on one of the faces, then we can select, because we can't select the faces, all adjacent surfaces. We want it brown sand, and there we go. And now we can click off of it, click back on it here, and tell it to be subtractive. Now we have a dirt texture where we have our hole. So we can do the same thing here. Go to additive, select any of the faces, select all adjacent faces, and then I'm going to tell it to be the brown sand. Then I'm going to click off of it, back on it, and tell it to be subtractive. So now wherever we're digging out this hole, we're going to have that muddy look to it. We could have done the same thing with the sand, but let's actually make this material. And what I want to do is I want to grab a basic and a plane, and I'm going to set it right here. And the material that I want to use for it is going to be for now we'll just use this one, and we need to make this wider. It's okay if it goes through. We just need it to sit just a little bit below the ground. So now when we sit here and go to play. Yay, we fall in a hole. Go over here. It looks like we're going to be able to go through it. But so now we need to go ahead and go back to our plane, go to our collision presets, no collision, and save all. Now we should be able to fall through. And see, it looks like we're in a little mud pit. So what you can do is, if you wanted, we'll keep it simple, and we're just going to go ahead and make a new blueprint, actor, and we'll call this mud. All we need is a box collision. And let's go to our event graph, delete everything. We want both the begin overlap and end overlap. So there we go to other actor, we'll get to cast to side scroller character. And I just did a copy and paste. Now, here's what we want to do is, our springboard's fine. Let's look at our character, blueprint, and our character movement. Our normal movement is usually like 600 or something of that nature. We want our walking. Max walk speed is 600. Our max walk when crouched is 300. So our max walk speed is 600. That's what we wanted. So let's get character movement, and Control C, Control V. So with our character movement, we want to set max walk speed. Do that. Same thing here. Set max walk speed. So what we're going to do is when we go into the mud, we want to set our max walk speed to 300. And we want to set our max walk speed when we get out of it to 600. So compile and save. Now, if we go to our gadgets, let's grab our mud blueprint. Let's drag it in here and resize it. And resize the width of it. Doesn't really matter, but because we're not going to be able to get away from it anyway, we're going to go through it. We have no choice. It's on the 0 axis. And then we want to lower it down. So now when we go into the mud, it slows us down. Get back out, we go back to our normal walk speed. Yay. We jump, we can kind of get out of it and break that. So if you want to make sure that the player can't get out of it, let's grab our mud blueprint and let's actually make it taller. So now our player can't just, we don't want it to go through the floor. We don't want our player to actually be able to just jump to get out of it. Because our jump speed, we could actually do the same thing here. Is if you notice in our character movement, we actually have jump velocity. Jump velocity of 1000. So we could actually come in here and from our character movement, set jump velocity, Z velocity, to 100. That sounds terrible, right? So we want to kind of prevent us from doing much if we jump. Set jump Z velocity. So when we exit it, it goes back to 1000. Compile and save. I hope you guys and gals are learning something here, because see, I can't jump out of it. I'm such a weenie. I can't do anything. Okay, now I'm back to normal again. Oh, mud. I can just jump over that. Ah, crap. I still landed in a little bit of it. So, get out of the mud. There we go. So, cool. Cool. Oh, no. Oh, there we go. There we go. Oh, crap. We fell in. So, to rehash the Pitfall Challenge, since we got this new asset pack, it's only $7. Come on. I would say to rehash the Pitfall Challenge, this would be awesome. Use the Polygon Explorer kit, and I guess you could really use any other asset pack you wanted from there. I'm going to use the Nature Pack, just because, you know. Now, if I wanted to, I can go back to my materials. Let's go ahead and create the black material. Black mat. There we go. Select this guy. And select all adjacent surfaces. And there we go. Now we just have a black background. There we go. Now we have mud. So that's how you can set up a hole to fall to the ground. Set up a basic system for mud, tar, whatever you want it to be. Springboard, hole in the ground. You can set up as many levels as you want. If you don't already have my simple multiplayer Steam template, you can just create it as a single player. That's fine. I'm going to set this up to where, piddling around a little bit in the evening, I'm going to set it up to where it's actually going to be a multiplayer side scroller. Does that make sense? With a multiplayer side scroller, make it to where, sorry if I keep going out of frame here on the camera. It's because I can't see my preview. Thank you, Streamlabs. So yeah, I'm going to make it to where there's a multiplayer side scroller where you can have 2, 3, 4, 5, 8, 10 people in the same side scroller. But if you're playing single player, the maps are fine. You can do it single player. But if you do it multiplayer, then you really need to have at least 2 people to complete a map. To where, let's say, I run over here and we're both side by side. We want to get across a gap or get up to a certain location. One person has to activate a switch in order to make an elevator work or a platform work or something like that. Or a drawbridge or what have you, or a log going across an opening. And then once on the other side, they can activate the latch on the other side, and that way it takes 2 people to be able to complete a map. So you can have a multiplayer side scroller and be able to have some fun. Oh, and you got to have good music too. And I got just a perfect one. Let's hit escape so I can get my mouse cursor back. Go to my assets folder and audio and music. Go in here, and I have the perfect background sound. Well, it may not be perfect, but I like it. And it is called Forest, and is available from techno axe. Come on. Catch up. It's kind of a jungle forest sound going along with the music. So that would be a good one to use. You can put jungle sounds if you can find that, but whatever you want. Hey, be different. Do a pitfall challenge that's a side scroller in an urban environment, but I'm doing the jungle environment or the nature or whatever. So what I'll do here is I'll create a queue, and the only reason why I'm creating it as a queue so that I can select this, tell it to be looping, not pooping, but looping. And I can set up my volume multiplier to 0.4, so I can set up all that. And let's close that, let's close that, let's close that. And it doesn't matter where I put it, so just grab it right here, forest queue, drop it in, and what the heck, you know. Put it at 0, 0, and 0. It's going to put it right there. I can scroll down and put it below the map. Now when I go into play, we'll hear just a little bit in the background, and it's lovely. Alright. So, hopefully you guys like this asset pack. I do. It's small. It's simple. It's $7. Well worth the $7. Just do it, man. Just do it. And then if you want to join in on the Pitfall Challenge, we'll reinstitute the Pitfall Challenge since this is now available, where you can add in the pistol, whip. Somebody was mentioning to me that they have an idea how to make a vine work, where you can swing on a vine. If I can find it, somebody was actually working on an alligator for me at one point. The crocodile where just the mouth opens and closes. That's it. But, you know, make it however you want. And if you have any questions about it, check out the Unreal Engine 4 general section in my Discord channel, and you can just ask for more information there. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to take a break and go make some lunch. I don't know, I should make some either just something simple, some hot dogs. I don't have any damn chili. Damn it. And I'm out of mustard. Son of a bitch. Well, I guess it's chicken tacos. I got some shredded chicken already made, so I'll make some shredded chicken tacos. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and we shall see you soon. Yeah, with the custom knife thing, I'm going to be doing probably some more food videos too. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. Just cutting shit up with the knives that I make. Alright guys, catch me on Discord and we'll see you around.